the quality increase by upgrading your phone? The answer is negative.
Not a chance in hell. That's right.
Yes.
Tapes rolling, boys and girls.
Robert Croft
Arrested for soliciting a prostitute
in Florida. Gotta love it.
I love this shit. All right,
Let me show
quiet
you
on
my
the
ring,
set.
baby.
Get ready to go live on the radio. Here we go.
Massage did not come with a happy ending.
Zoom Room Video Communications brought to you by the BMC.
You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. In no other better frickin' place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch, with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news right here inside and outside Trinity Avatar 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. Canaveral, thank you, buying around for everybody here on Fruck Awesome Friday, February 22nd, 2019, because every Friday is Fruck Awesome around here. Where is Fruck? Haven't seen him in a while. I know he's around.
He's kind of disappeared, although I think he was around a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he always just pops in, makes us laugh for a few, and then disappears for a while again. I'm waiting on Led Zepp to pop in on us. One of these days he's going to pop back in, and we will have him back in our midst. But
back in our clutches. Back
in our clutches, man. That couch over there still stinks to holy high heaven. Probably should have cleaned all that stuff up while he was away, you know. Surprised CC sits over there every day.
Yep.
But anyway, is moving right along. It is Friday. Today's gonna be player-owned dungeon spawning on today's live stream.
It is.
For those of you folks interested. Gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna get our first glimpse at what spawning's actually gonna look like down in those dungeons, and what a little taste of what you're gonna be able to do down there, and maybe he'll give us
some object lessons on how the spawning is going to have to be hunted down and found for the spawners.
Well, most of us already know that to begin with, because a lot of people have already gone.
When you say
hunting
most,
for
I would limit that to like 10% of the community.
Well, anybody who knows anything about dungeons has already been out hunting for their rooms. So,
yeah,
that's what I'm going to say about that.
You know what? It's all going to be awesome.
Yes,
and the funny part is someone posted some questions yesterday that are awaiting moderation.
Yes,
that's a great way for them to say there are no questions by never moderating them.
Oopsie. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a crap ton of questions there that
are all awaiting moderation.
Are all awaiting moderation, and we just can't see, so that we can share our opinions with folks. Probably an oversight out there, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody moderated for being in line to post questions.
Well, I'll send you the screenshot of There you go. So that way you can actually see what it actually looks like inside of Discord. So that is my questions, and you can see your comment is awaiting moderation. That's why there is 0 comments right now.
So somebody put moderation on that, or forgot to take it off when they made the initial post, whatever it was.
Yeah, so
so there may be loads and loads of questions lined up here. And
they really don't like the loaded questions.
Well, it's very rare, and of course, let's. I guess we'll get some of this stuff up on screen for everybody. Yeah. We'll start off on the main screen. Stretch goals creeping ever closer to that tuxedo variant. What is it? You said about $4,000 away from the 90,000. Should break that today. Head on to the ballroom, dungeon room, and jester's outfit. And
that is correct.
Plenty of time to still get in on those stretch goals. As you got, what do we got? Just a little less than a week. Yes, 7 actual days, is it? Yes, 7 days, like including today, to get in and meet those stretch goals. But yes, today's live stream is going to be player-made dungeon spawning, and there's a place to leave comments where we would usually be reading questions today, but there are no questions publicly available for everybody. So, thank you, Kron. That's been my assumption since we just stumbled upon it. It's waiting for moderation because we went to load them up, and he's like, "Wait, I see them," and I'm like, "I don't see nothing."
You know what? Waldo made that tip, and it's time to open the giveaway on my stream.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. And Sean,
there
both
as
of
well.
them did. Yeah, so giveaway is open on my stream.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
We're gonna make them wait a little bit on the other side.
So bang! I love this shit on my stream.
Hi, Twilight.
Only on my stream, because
I'm guessing that when whoever it is posted that, there was a permission that says allow questions, and somebody just didn't check it. And
you know what? Or they got tired of the same questions coming up over and over and over again.
Well, maybe they should answer those questions and be done with it, and then they don't have to answer them anymore, right? I mean, that would only make sense. Answer the question.
Maybe they should accept the that developer challenge to craft 100 of each scroll.
See, that's not a question.
It is. It was when will somebody accept the crafting challenge?
So if they get up and go never, you get your question answered.
I've been answered, and then I can sit there and bitch about the fact that that they're not going to do that.
Peggy, thank you very much for the sub.
I've got to call Barrick to approve the message.
And running. Thank you. Skeggy, almost a year-long subscriber.
Yeah.
And of course, don't forget, I got to call Barrick. Complain.
I've got his phone number somewhere, but I don't know.
Complain that you've been moderated.
I'm waiting moderation.
Barrick, unmoderate me, damn it. Oops.
Yes. Yeah, trying to do things. Yep. But also, we do have some stand-up news for everybody while Laz is trying to figure out what button to push.
Yes, I got that figured. Skeggy going ahead. Yeah, I always had the whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Oops. Right.
What the hell are you doing, man?
It double clicked, so I had to click it again.
That's not double clicking. That is like all kinds of shit.
Well, I had the keyboard set to the soundboard, and I started typing, which triggered 30 macros, as you saw
You're
over
just
there.
Breaking shit.
It's Friday, man. You know what can I tell you? I'm all excited to see this new dungeon stuff. What can I say?
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I'll be at Chewy's probably.
Yeah,
but yes,
He'll be eating
So,
his chips and queso and
that's right.
his iced tea.
Happy hour. And saying hi to Lily.
Hey, that's right. There she is, Lily the cat, star of the show, making her appearance.
She has jumped into my lap. So she is getting the attention that she craves until she no longer craves it, and then she'll be like, I'm out of here. I'm blowing this joint. Hi, Eagle. But yes,
Eagle.
So Chris finally updated the stand-up corner. So we've got 2 stand-up notes for us as he realizes that he was out of his order as he forgot to click post, but Taco Tuesday stand-up corner has the art department, Damon, working on 3 new dragon masks. Those are the release 60 stretch goals, as well as new ether weapons.
Taco Tuesday.
And then over in design, Beezus was working on the Trident work was done until they realized that there are some bugs, as well as the continued work on the Envy Angel and bugs.
And
there goes Lily.
Bye, Lily.
Yeah, I've noticed that Valentine's Day is come and gone, and we ain't got any.
Envy Angel yet?
Yeah.
You mean the seasonal creature for Valentine's Day has not made an appearance yet?
Absolutely.
Never.
That's why he's envious,
Never.
because nobody told him what day it fell on. So.
Oh, or what month it was? Yeah, it happens.
Archangel, that's Gabby Johnson in here as well. Yes, you can put a dungeon entrance on your village lot. You can actually put a dungeon entrance inside your row house if you wish.
We're inside of a basement.
Huh? Or inside of your basement, yes. So you can actually put your basement, and then you can put the dungeon inside your basement.
I haven't found one yet that fits in my outhouse, though.
No, not yet. We should make one. Doesn't the book stand one fit in the outhouse? Did you try that one?
Realistically, what you have to do is you have to take that portal, and you have to take it from being perpendicular to making it horizontal with the hole.
There
and then
you go.
It fit perfectly. Yeah.
Yep. Wish.
Yeah. And then Beezus was also working on bugs.
Bug.
Sanya working on pot work in the Envy Angel and resource node work in the Elysium Mines, where they're making better.
Making mining great again.
No. Resource node work in Elysium Mines, making better.
Yes.
I guess that means they're trying to actually not put them in places that you can't reach.
Something like that.
Yeah. Kind of like they need to go back to putting resource nodes on the ceiling.
Buckaroo Banzai, the stipulation in basements, of course, is the height limitation, and it has to be on the bottom floor of your basement. So if you had problems in the past, you may want to try going all the way to the bottom floor and making sure you have a dungeon entrance that does not have a height problem, like the plain old tombstone entrance.
Yeah. The Energy Vortex is working on store item work and screenshots and new art import and dungeon room polish work. Over in tech, Dr. Bob working on, this is all from Tuesday, remember that. That's not today. Dr. Bob was working on store sales, back-end work. JY working on moving the async server calls and fixing a UTC to non-UTC time bug.
Sorry, I missed that. So this is Archangel or Gabby Johnson.
Yeah.
So you have to buy the dungeon entrance and then buy the
several options. There are several pieces that can be made in game, and there's fancier stuff that can be bought off the add-on store. You can create a base dungeon entrance for nothing. Doesn't cost you nothing. Place it down on your lot, and you can get pieces and buy pieces and craft pieces. But the good, the fancy looking stuff, or the big fancy entrance rooms, your foyers as it may be, are add-ons. But the basic foyer, basic stuff, all that stuff is available craftable in the game. But if you want the huge, extremely huge minecart dungeon entrance, then you gotta pony up a few bucks for it.
Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
Where do people get the recipes? Do they get them from dungeon drops and stuff?
Some of them are dungeon drops. Most of them are available at literally, it's on the other side of the wall here.
Which vendor?
So could you guys, for the new people like me, could you guys give a breakdown of just in general the steps? Okay, so if you want to have a dungeon, you can have it player created, like you said, and if you want them, the recipes are maybe in this area.
A lot of granite.
A lot of granite.
So that's what I'm saying. If you guys could break down just the basics of the steps to go through to get that, because I don't understand that, and maybe other people don't. Or if this isn't a good time, then not here.
I'll tell you what, let us get through the rest of this and we'll sit there and we'll try and answer that.
Try.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we do interpret, and again, opposing views on things. But anyway, where were we?
Yeah. Wizard Smoke working on the Crown Shop sales and item availability scheduling. The Deathbringer working on the player-made dungeon totem work. That one's a brand new one. Then over in Useless Overhead on Tuesday, Lord British was working on travel and general business.
Travel.
The Dippy Bird was back from vacation suckers, and he spent his early mornings on vacation managing work stuff, back now and working on catching up on everything he missed. The Dorkstar was planning for the next live stream, and Jira Triage and Q2 planning, which takes us to today's stand-up corner.
Did he actually get it? No.
Did he get what?
Today's?
Yes.
Oh, it wasn't there 10 minutes ago.
It was there 20 minutes ago.
When I first refreshed it earlier, it wasn't there. Anyway.
20 minutes ago.
Moving right along.
Damon working on bugs.
Bug.
Over in Design Beezus working on bugs.
Bug.
And trying not to break stuff. Sanya working on polish and bug fixing and balance testing on the NV Angel. And the quest bug work.
Bug.
And writing up bugs for others.
Bug.
that NV Angel's so...
Late.
It's on island time.
It'll be ready for next year.
Yeah. The Energy Vortex working on bugs.
Bug.
And dungeons. Over in tech.
We need an angry leprechaun for this year, or for this March.
I might get that in time.
If they start working on it 6 months ago. Then over in tech, Dr. Bob working on server moving and setup in the data center work. And Bobby says, Windows Firewall is stupid. No correction Windows is stupid.
Very stupid.
Yes. JY working on config issues related to getting the QA server in various builds to run. The Deathbringer working on... All right, I'm sorry. That's the Wizard Smoke working on the Crown Shop. And helping Keith with Quest debug tools.
Debug.
Yeah, it would be easier just to scrap the entire questing engine and start from scratch. Then after that, the Deathbringer, one and only, working on investigating memory usage and memory growth. Because no reason this game should be running on 12 gigs of RAM.
16 gigs of RAM.
Hold on, I got to go look at my performance right now. Currently, it's only using 2 gigs on my computer.
Nice.
Yeah. It's because we haven't moved. Then after that, Burning Toad was working on the build machine work. Over in Useless Overhead, Lord British was working on playing the game and writing up bugs.
Bug.
The Dippy Bird is not as sick and in the office working and testing and tuning dungeon encounter stuff, tasking out people, server planning work, and office management stuff. And the Dorkstar working on the dance party planning, streaming, Jira Triage, and yelling at us all for not having a working QA build yet.
Ghost Star. Yeah,
Yes,
where
yell at
is our
everybody.
QA?
Yeah, Yeah, where is our QA?
Where's our
It-
QA?
Have you noticed the person that was newly hired to do all the customer service stuff is not made it to the stand-up?
Where's
note
my
yet?
elephant?
I mean, you know, I had somebody ask me that question yesterday. You know, who's working customer service and what's turnaround time? I've had
Don't know.
a ticket in for a couple weeks now, but the original post said my reply was give us 3 weeks lead time, which I'm used to seeing. I'm also used to seeing reasonable returns and replies.
Yeah, but no reply is complete, and the automated reply is completely.
But
Nobody's been assigned to moderate questions.
Yeah.
yes, that too. We've already looked at that. But let's see if we can answer Gabby's question. Now, Gabby. Dungeons, like any other system here, they're not just very straightforward to say you do this, you do that, you do the other thing. Of course, dungeons are based off of blueprints. So let's start with that.
I've got a ton of blueprints
You have to get the
my-
blueprints in order to have recipes to craft with. And I'm going to grab my book here and we're going to go to smelting. Where is my smelting? There it is, to dungeons. Once you've gotten a blueprint, I believe once, or if it's a teachable blueprint, you can teach others the recipes to build said dungeon part. Now, the conundrum is even if you have the recipe, you need a blueprint in order to craft the dungeon part. So,
Yeah. What was the entrances called?
the what?
I know there was the book entrance. There was the what were the other entrances?
I will have to just take a quick run over here. I have a bag with all my dungeon stuff in it. I will grab that.
No, that's my ancestor tombstone. That's not it.
It could be one of these bags. Or is it the other one?
I thought I left all of mine inside of my rewards, and I can't find what I'm looking for.
Okay, so for entrances, there's the tomb entrance, we've got the prison cage entrance, we've got the dragon entrance like I've got back over there. There's the book entrance that's available. Let's pull up the Kodo store and pull up, I think it's under basements now, or is it there's dungeon featured?
Oh, mine is the eternal patterns. You've also got the circle of stones, and then you've got the magic mirror as well.
Let's get down. Those, dungeon entrances here that you can buy are the tome, the circle of stones, the magic mirror.
What's that first word?
Which one?
Hold on.
I just said three things. First word of
the
what?
tome.
And the ruined stone arch. Okay, so you need an entrance. After you have an entrance, you need a foyer. Now, foyers are basic foyers, or you can buy one of these from the add-on store so that you can have a place to enter through or to land in once you have an entrance. So you need a blueprint to make your initial entrance. You need a blueprint for your foyer. You need shit tons of granite in order to create those items. Once you have those items laid out, then you can start adding on by either buying parts here again, and we're going to go to featured and dungeons. You can buy hallways and parts. These parts come all ready to rock and roll. You can use them right out of the bag now. You don't have to craft these. The other ones that you'll have to get blueprints, and you'll have to spend the time collecting your granite and making the actual hallways at crafting stations. To add to that, there are drops for the rooms that we're going to see today that have not yet been actually activated, which are the encounters, where if you go down and you have a leech room encounter, you add it somewhere in your dungeon, and once next release comes, we're going to be able to flip those on, and you're going to be able to actively have deadly encounters down in your dungeon. Once you find that recipe, you'll get a blueprint. You'll have to go back to the crafting station. You'll have to create the room. Then you can add it to your dungeon. If you want another copy of that room, you have to go get yourself another blueprint. So it entails a lot of work. It entails a lot of stuff, and like any of the other systems, it's got quite the learning curve that comes with it.
But it sounds like you crossed. There's rooms you can buy from, not to go on about this, but there's rooms you can buy from the Crown Store that are completely ready to go and set up. You just buy them and you put them into your dungeon. That's
absolutely.
Okay, that's the first point.
So
I'm taking notes.
Let's walk over to your dungeon entrance that you have up on your lot real quick to kind of demonstrate this real quick. So Laz has the portal, the tomb dungeon entrance up.
This
when you
is
first
the dragon dungeon entrance.
Yeah, and when you first look at it, you've got the inner dungeon and the inter sample dungeon. So the two configurations. The inter dungeon is the one that Laz was building, and the sample dungeon is the one that's pre-populated.
Yeah, now, here's one other kicker with some of the dungeons. The dungeon entrances that you buy off of the add-on store come with X-size dungeon layout, whatever the size of that dungeon is. But in that case, you will get blueprints, and you will have to build that dungeon yourself. So there's two variants there, but we're going. Where did you go? Down to my regular dungeon, right?
I went into the pre-populated one, so that way I could kill some bogmen.
I went into the.
Yeah, so Laz and myself are in two completely different versions of his basement. So the one I'm in is the 100-point example.
Right.
As I shoot some bogmen and try not
this
to die.
is the dungeon that I'm building, and let me see. Let me click this. And
when you say 100-point, what's the 100-point mean?
So
that's
the number of connections, and that is essentially the size of the dungeon.
The pre-made dungeon.
Of the pre-made
comes
dungeon.
With that entrance. Now, down here, I've got up on my screen, I've upgraded my dungeons a little, and on this slot size, I have 190 points to work with for dungeon size on this slot. And of that, I've used, it looks like, 52 points in size right now. Now, this is just a town lot, and every piece you add to your room or to your dungeon takes up points off your dungeon size.
Each new room?
Yes, each room, each hallway, each connector, each piece takes away from your overall size. Now, your size is based on your lot. So your row lot is only going to have, I think, maybe a maximum of 100. And then whatever it is, I don't know what all the base sizes are. Right. So if anybody out there knows what all the base sizes are, chime in, please.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Duke, Ezekiel Cooper.
What's the damn problem?
Trying to figure out all the base dungeon sizes. Do you happen to know the
well,
answer?
you can add to your points with quotas or gold.
Yes, I was getting to that, but what is the base starting size for a row village, town. Do you know all that by any chance? Does anybody
I
know?
don't know all that.
Yeah. The smaller your lot, the smaller your starting dungeon size is basically
Correct.
how it works.
That is
just
correct.
like anything else.
But can you grow the? Can you grow the? If you have a row lot, can you grow the dungeon to, like the size of a village or a city lot?
Yes, you can. You can
Wow, nice.
upgrade with quotas or gold.
I'm lost. I can't get out of this dungeon.
That's why I
Oh,
don't go down that one.
I found it. Yeah,
Oh,
I really don't want to. I really don't want to mess with the goblins.
Yes. Now,
Sure you do.
Botox Scout here is offering to teach you a bunch of the recipes if you so wish. Of course, if you stop by the lot, I'll teach you whatever recipes I have. But of course,
all of my recipes are still in
having
chest.
the recipes for building dungeons doesn't help much unless you have blueprints, like everything else in crafting. If you have the recipe, all you need is the ingredients. Kicker with dungeons is blueprints are part of the ingredients, and those aren't readily accessible for the heavy duty stuff as of yet. I'm waiting that once the drops become more active and the next release comes, we'll see a whole bunch more of that stuff.
No, you wouldn't go with my suggestion as to make them all standardized and purchasable.
Yeah, well, except for the rare dungeon rooms, I don't see why they shouldn't all be that way, you know what I'm saying, Spiffy? And again, like anything else, once I've, it just doesn't make any sense to me. If I went to an architect and I bought a blueprint to build that inn behind me, I have the blueprint. I can build that in 3,000 times with one blueprint. I don't need...
That is correct.
So I don't understand the need for a blueprint every single time, which again... hopefully that
well,
there's enough people.
They were trying to make it somewhat make the drop somewhat rare and desirable, but at the same time, it needs a number of uses.
Well, in my opinion, it's going to be what makes dungeons unique. I mean, if you get a blueprint, it's a one-time drop. It's a one-time build with the recipe, but then you might be the only one with that, that super snazzy room that has a huge boss that gives you mega
be
loot.
able to sell my service at that point because I'm the only one who has
You should be able to rent your dungeon out there.
Well, I don't know about renting the dungeon out, but again, if I was an architect and I take the time to lay out the blueprint so I can build something, I should be able to build that 1,000,000 times over. That's all I'm saying.
You can.
Yeah.
You can because you have the recipe. But you have to have the specific blueprint for that recipe each and every time you use it.
That's exactly my point. If I've had the blueprint doesn't get consumed when I build the house. I'm looking at the blueprint on my desk. After I build the house, I roll up the blueprint and I take it to the next stop.
They had to have some medium of rarity, and the blueprint was it.
I understand that, but it shouldn't be the blueprint, is what I'm saying. Have something else that's...
If we go through all the design decisions related to crafting, we would find a lot of questionable things, like
everybody
eternal patterns on things that are never going to be changed.
Don't raise too much hell about it, Laz. They could have split a blueprint up into 3 or 4 pieces that you had to find before you could even build the room.
Hey, we may yet see that, so that wouldn't surprise me.
So could you confirm that the recipes that you're saying if you get the dungeon entrance, you get the dungeon foyer,
right?
And then you want to build onto the dungeon. So if I buy a room off the Crown Store, I can use that over and over and over to keep putting rooms in?
No. You buy one room.
A limited number of times. Yeah,
limited
number of times. So if you look at my my inventory on my stream, I guess I should take a screenshot of it. So in my soapbox, I've got a bunch of blueprints, and those would be single uses. So each one of those would be a single use.
Yeah, now my screen here, you'll see I have 3 foyers. I have an ornate triple connection, then I have 3 single connection. 2 are just plain stone dungeon foyers, and 1 is the stained glass dungeon foyer. So I have 4 different foyers in my backpack that I can trade out amongst my dungeon. Now, if you trade out your foyer, anything you've laid out in your dungeon goes poof to your bank, and then you got to start over. So don't
Now, you can go to the bookseller and purchase what's called the common items, which are just repurchasable, and they're like about 500-600 gold, and turn out rooms like, you know, it's going out of style, but you're going to need the granite to do it.
Okay, so you buy a room from the crown store, you use it once, it's gone. If you put it in your dungeon, can you subtract it from your dungeon and put it back?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
You can subtract it from your dungeon. It'll go back in your inventory or your bank.
Okay.
But
Okay, so when you purchase it, just to reiterate, because I want to make sure, you go to Crown Store, you buy a room, you go down, you have the recipe, you get the blueprint, you go out, you put it in, hey, I don't want it there, you take it out, it goes back in your inventory. But you, in order to have a big dungeon, you gotta get all the rooms. And if you want a fancy room, you go online and you buy that one single fancy room and you put it in.
Well, you're going to be going into the Crown Store. There will be no more
That's what I
going
meant, sorry.
online. You're going to be buying it right in game from here on out. So, yes, you
Okay.
would go to the Crown shop. You would make the purchase. It goes to your rewards, and then you take out of your rewards and use it. Absolutely.
Okay, so the more money you got, the bigger the dungeon.
Yes
That's
and
the
no.
size of it.
You can go out and grind your gold and place that in for upgrading your dungeon. You can go buy kodos from somebody in game, or again, you can pay in real life and buy kodos and upgrade that way. So there's dozens of ways to achieve the goal of getting a bigger dungeon. Now, Zeke, correct me if I'm wrong. Also, once you put upgrades into your account, that crosses across all your dungeon as an upgrade, yes?
On that account. But see,
Yes.
the problem with it is that they are combined. In other words, if I've got 2 lots, say a city lot and a keep lot, which I have dungeons on,
Yes.
whatever I place with that account in either one of the 2 dungeons, those points are combined to my total that I can build a dungeon. In other words, if I start off with a 250 point dungeon, I can split that 125 and 125, put one half on the keep lot, another half on the city lot, or I could put all 250 on another lot. It's all based on the account.
Right, but okay, I see what you're saying. If you upgrade your dungeon by 250 points, you can use that but in one dungeon, or it gets split.
Or you can split it between 2 properties
Ooh,
that
I
you
didn't
own.
realize that. I was under the assumption that the upgrade of 200 points was an upgrade of 200 points on your other dungeon as well.
No, it is based on the account. You have your set points are on your account.
Very interesting. I'll have to go look at that now. I'll have to go look at that. So anyway, moving right along. Anything else we could try and enlighten you with? Again, this is...
Or be confused by.
Yes, because like any other system, it's got a steep learning curve, and it's not as cut and dry as, here you go, you do this, you do that, and you're in business. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to know the difference of than what you're up against building it.
Here's a good example, Laz.
Yeah, go ahead. This is for the new guys.
At the guild house.
Make it easy for Gabby to understand so that he can follow along.
At the BMC Guild House, we have our guild dungeon, which is the larger of the 2 that I can that I have put together on my account at my personal home at the Keep, which you would think would be a bigger dungeon, is actually smaller, because the only thing that I have done with the dungeon at my Keep is I have created a foyer, a reception room, a couple of side activities like an indoor pool and a couple of fishing grottos, and my throne room, the Duke throne room. It's very small. I think it uses up maybe 25 points, but the majority of my points are spent at the BMC Guild House, where the big guild dungeon is, where guildmates can get together and go have an adventure together. See what I mean?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. You split up a small amount of points in one area and you put the rest in the other.
Right. So you can either have one big, huge dungeon on a lot somewhere, or you can split those points up into smaller dungeons, spaced out and scattered out throughout all the lots that you own.
Perfectly makes sense.
And that, sir, is Dungeons 101.
That's awesome.
Style.
No, thank you for breaking that down, because I took notes, and
you're gonna need them, and I guarantee you're gonna go down
confused.
and you're gonna play with them, and you're gonna get frustrated, and you're gonna wipe out a dungeon or two before you understand what's going on, because we've all done it and we've been here a while. But enjoy it.
Yep.
It's it is fun to play with. And it's going to really be fun to see them introducing the actual live spawn dungeons here today. So I'll be looking forward to that. NB, how you doing out there? I see you is the sneaking in on us out there. Let's see. Buckaroo Banzai. Yes, we covered that. Yeah, now Kron drops on the dungeon rooms, like Chillblains. If you go down to Chillblains, you can get the first 3 easy adventure dungeons that are random 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of folks, that made Chillblains hot for, I don't know, about a week when that was introduced.
Yep.
And of course, again...
Wait, is Chillblains an area?
It's in the town of Braemar. It is a dungeon. If you go to the...
Crypts?
The crypt
Cemetery?
inside of the town of Braemar, you will find Chillblain's Compendium of Pain and Suffering.
Yeah, and good luck getting the patterns. The blueprints to drop.
Hey,
Well, you got to make a few trips down there, but you'll get them. Of course, then you can also buy them off player vendors. You get adventurers who go down and farm those items and bring them back for folks who are too lazy to do it themselves.
You'll be happy to know that the recipes can be taught.
Yes, but again, the recipes do you no good without the blueprints. You still need the blueprints. Hence the point of this lesson. You need the blueprints.
Yeah,
So-
recipes are worthless.
Gotta have 'em.
So the blueprints drop in. So some drop in Chillblains.
Yes, Chillbrain's actually just supposed to drop all 3 of the random encounters. You'll be lucky to get 1, and it'll keep dropping constantly.
It's an adventure. That's all I can tell you.
That's the one you're gonna get forever.
And I guess that's one reason why they have made the dungeons tough. We went to Ravensmoor Grayskull the other night. It was murder. Horrible.
Ravensmoor is no joke anymore. You used to be able to solo that shit, man. Now that's deadly, man.
You mean the fact that it was a level 1 scene?
Yeah, back in the day, I soloed.
Went from
Back in
level
the
1
day,
to
I
level
soloed
12.
Chili Beans naked.
Yeah, that too.
But
We used to
not
be able
no
to
more.
do Chillblains naked. I bet you we could still do Chillblains naked. It's really not that tough.
Anymore.
Shoot, get to that lich room. There's about 16 liches that pop.
Yeah. Come on, you saw Woodrow out there with them dragons in his hospital
Woodrow has
gown
been
the
to
other
that
night.
thing with me a couple of times, and we got our asses handed to us on a silver platter and
Well, that
shown
was just
the
you
door.
and Woodrow. Bring the rest.
Y'all,
of
there
us
were
down.
some other people with us. Woodrow went in there with the idea he was going to tank them, and they showed us to the door.
Hey, you don't have to go that far to
Same
get
thing
the,
happened to Ravensmore. We had a 4-person party, and they chased us out the door with a broom.
Yeah,
The thing about Ravensmore is now those skeletons in Ravensmore, they don't rubber band back. They chase you literally all the way
chase your
to the
ass
door.
till they're dead. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I've taken a couple trips there. I still haven't decided. You have to have the right people to hunt Ravensmore, in my opinion. You got to have people who are on the ball. You don't need people like Leroy Lazarus out there.
You don't need a bunch of loot piggies with you, I'll tell you that.
But anyway, alrighty, moving right along. About that time of the day, we gotta go ahead and pay some
You need to go to
bills.
my channel and click on Bang I Love This Shit on my
Yeah,
channel.
Bang, I love this shit in both of our channels for your chance to win.
Only six people are entered on my channel.
Yeah, there's only 6 people entered. It might be the same 6 on both channels, so I don't know.
Well, how do we get to your stream? I don't see. Where's the link?
You could always go to the front page of the Shroud of the Avatar page, and it's right there on the right.
Yep, you can go to Shrouded Avatar, and even better, you can go to NBNN.info and click on either of the live streams, take you to Twitch there. Go to twitch.tv, search Shroud of the Avatar, see all the live streamers who is streaming right now.
What the hell's the name of the stream on your channel there, Laz?
Season 4 live, Lunch with Laz and Jack
With
giveaways.
Laz U0026 Jack.
Oh, that's because there's an ampersand there. The ampersand doesn't translate on the Shroud of the Avatar website.
Okay.
So Jack, yours is Lunch with Jack?
Jack and Laz, yeah. Yep. You got to mess with it because I was watching something where they actually named the title after who set things up, and that's where the name comes from.
Oh, you know, we were going to get to some other notes today, but that's not going to happen today, so we'll save that for Monday.
You mean that stuff that's going on the QA server?
That'll hopefully
Eventually,
be open. Hopefully be open sometime today. Let's take a quick look real quick and see.
It is open for testing right now.
Did they finally get it open?
And
Now
that's what the
open,
front
yes.
page-
So they have finally opened it. Star bitched enough. So get your download started. Of course, QA is now up, and you can go ahead and check out some of the changes that are happening out there, coming up this week.
Oh no!
But
Someone's
moving-
downloading someone's
Jack, I
downloading
can't-
the QA
I
clip.
can't post a message.
Well, you have to follow the channel.
Gotta follow.
I did.
What?
Lunch with Laz and Jack. That's right, right?
Yes.
Okay. I tried.
Twitch.tv/Cynicist.
Twitch.tv/NBNN News.
Or is it the silly
on there.
thing where Twitch is like they're
Twitch is being a bitch, probably.
doing weird
Yeah.
things? Because Twitch
Go
occasionally
to
does
NBNN.info,
Yeah.
watch them both side by side, turn the volume off. There you go.
No, it's in stereo. Then.
Oh, yeah. Get 2 idiots in stereo if you do it the other way. There you go.
Yeah.
But yes,
I
don't
posted.
forget,
Yep. And both of you have entered.
we've got the wonderful NBNN Shroud of the Avatar app available out there in the Google Play Store, the Apple iTunes Store, or the Amazon App Store. For all your electronic devices, if you want to take Shroud of the Avatar with you on the go, when you go, or wherever you go, the handy-dandy NBNN Shroud of the Avatar app has got you covered. You can check out things like the radio stations. You can read the Daily Britannian. You can subscribe to the Daily Britannian. Thank you, Sheldon Cooper, for the follow. Do appreciate that. to get in on today's giveaway. Exclamation, I love this shit. Yes, you can read or subscribe to the NBNN Daily Britannian. You can read the forums. You can check out the podcast if you can't catch us live. Check out some of the map features we've got, pictures from the past, shop the marketplace. Come hit us up in Discord or check out what's going on in and around town, inside and outside the game on the NBNN Shroud Avatar community calendar, which is brought to us each and every day by our friends over at hometownhero.com for all your vape juice needs. Right. You'll save 20% off. That's right. Your Hometown Hero. Hometown Hero. Great tasting juice. 20% off your purchase with the promo code NBNN when you check out Hometown Hero.
That's right. Go to nbnn.info, click on that calendar button, then look at this aggregated mess of all the Google public calendars related to Shroud of the Avatar that guy knows about.
And thank you for all you folks out there reaching out, cleaning up, changing up your calendars, keeping them up to date. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You bitch enough about calendars being screwed up, and people eventually fix them. Let's see how... yeah, they're not completely fixed either.
Yeah, well,
yeah. So I'm going to intentionally skip something that I know is not fixed on the calendar until they fix it.
Once you get there.
Yeah, but don't forget that community. If you have a Google public calendar related to Shroud and you want your events, your calendar hooked up, or if you want to add events to the NBNN Shroud community calendar, email or message on Discord that guy, news@nbnn.info, and he'll do something with it eventually. All times on the community calendar are Central Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia Time.
Nude Britannia Time.
Yeah. Don't forget to send your nudes to nudes@nbnn.info, and we will carefully curate those.
You bet.
And cringe and do other weird things with them.
Put them on that calendar. Uh-oh. Robocall?
No, that's breaking news. Two different breaking newses for about R. Kelly being busted and arrested.
R. Kelly?
I know. It's like, why is that breaking news? I really don't give a shit. But Monday through Friday, whenever we feel like it, you need to tune in your ether amplifiers to Wadia Radio Free Britannia to listen to two idiots interpreting the news.
RFB.
So you don't have to. Little show called Lunch with us.
7
p.m. this evening on Wadia Radio Free Britannia is the 70s at 7. 8 o'clock to midnight on Avatar's Radio is going to be
the beat.
A lean Dragonfire.
DJ Alley.
Yep. Then at 10 p.m. on Wadia Radio Free Britannia is going to be the Wicked Womb with Waz's Wad, which takes us to Saturday, which starts off early in the morning, 6 a.m. with Wake Up, New Britannia with Wolfton and
New
Justin.
Britannia. And yes, we've got some hot news for you folks. Not this Saturday morning, but next Saturday morning, the 2nd, right after release, they're gonna have Atos on February 2nd, answering questions and having a AMA type thing on Wake Up New Britannia right here on WRFB.
All kinds of great stuff.
And that's 2 days after release 63. So you're gonna want to wake up with Wolfton and Justin next Saturday morning, folks. So we'll be reminding you all week on that one.
Yep. Then after that, let's see, 4 p.m. on Avatar's Radio, Power Hour with Mick Foley. Also at 4 p.m. in-game, you need to go down to the town of Virtue Oasis for the EVL, or I'm sorry, Virtue Isle.
Virtue Isle.
For the EVL Guild's Virtue League PvP tournament. Don't forget multiple tiers of PvP goodness. At 6 p.m. on Avatar's Radio, Fiona Wildman's going to be doing Wild Safari with Sister Love.
Sister Love.
Then after that, 8 p.m. Nope, can't read that one. 8:30 is the Pack Slayer General Meeting taking place somewhere. Then after that, the No Ma promo starting in the town of Novian Market down Promo Alley. Go find it. All kinds of great stuff now with request. And that's 10 until Sunday morning. 10 p.m. on Avatars Radio on Saturday night. DJ Amber Rain's going to be doing a pop-up party.
Pop-up.
Which is going to be the best of 80s, 90s, and today. Which takes us to...
Sunday.
At the
Fair Park Coliseum.
Yeah. Then after that, we do have 1 a.m. No Ma Promo Alley, Novian Market. Go find it. 4 a.m. on Avatars Radio, Royal Sexy is going to be doing dance. 6 a.m. No Ma Promo, European Edition. Promo Alley, Novian Market. 9 a.m. Avatars Radio, Striker Sparhawk is going to be doing an eclectic flow of tunes with Lost in the Spaces. Then that is followed at 10 a.m. by the EVL Crafting Fair and Training. So if you need to learn some crafting or need some recipes, go over there. Hang out.
Want to get some mentoring?
You know what's still patching? My QA client. Yeah, it finally patched to 8.05. Now it's decided to relaunch the patcher to patch to 8.07. Yeah, they need to fix it.
You'll be there a while.
Yeah. Then after that, the only reason I know it is because it relaunched the patcher. Then, where was I at? Noon, the No Ma promo, America's Edition.
America.
Also at noon on Avatars Radio, DJ Selith is going to be doing faster, louder. Then Veritas Sanctuary
on hold.
See, fix your calendar.
Yes, they have reached out to me, and they are working on getting that.
Their calendar fixed to change bi-weekly to bi-monthly.
All their stuff is on hold. Their person in charge of their calendar is currently unavailable, so you've been asked to just put those all on hold until further notice, so they can get their calendar updated.
Yep. Then after that, we do have EVLs doing their emote and recipe swap right after their crafting fair. 12:30, Bone Blood Goods going to be hanging out in New Britannian Market at the museum, staring at the stars and going, "Ooh, so pretty. Do you see that shape up in the stars? Yeah, it's awesome." Astronomy night. 2 o'clock, you've got a Black Sails event with Wind Silvermoon. Yeah, that's going to be hosted by Catherine Rose and
lovely BMC Bunny.
Yeah. I will say that the Black Sails TV show, I loved it. So yeah. Then the final event of the weekend is going to be the EVL Guild hosting an Upper Tiers XP run.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some interesting changes to the calendar there. I missed the sizzling with Lady Addie there. I guess Lady Addie is no longer sizzling, but I hope to see her back soon. But I
like it when people update their calendars.
Yes,
all the
again,
people need to update.
Big shout out to all those folks out there who have been helping and keeping their calendars up to date. So. That's absolutely just great to see, and thank you, Archangel. We'll keep you up to date with that as well. What's that, Spiffy?
I said you'd like it when they make one calendar post and it runs forever.
Well, if it's relevant and you're doing that,
they're
that's
no longer
fine.
doing it.
Yeah, like our shows that run all the time. There's no sense in doing it week by week when we know we're going to be here. You know,
I could see setting it up for 6 months or a year, but some of these shows have not been on the on the air for at least 6 months, and it's like in that time the calendar was fixed one day.
Yeah.
One time that calendar was fixed for that show, and it's like since then, no. So it's like, why promote something that you know it's not going to happen?
Indeed.
That just infuriates everybody that looks at the calendar. So it's like, you fix your shit, or I will find a way to ignore you.
It just ignores them. But yes, speaking of ignoring things, we've been ignoring that thing called the clock, and we're basically out of time for today. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us. Want to thank all of our sponsors. Don't forget promo code NBNN out at hometownhero.com and relicsbyreal.com. Saves you money when you check out, so don't forget to use those promo codes. Don't forget to shop the marketplace for all your goods. And of course, don't forget to...
I'm actually wearing a Type 1 shirt for Laredin, which is actually kind of funny because we were talking about that.
Yes, Type 1 diabetics. But yes, thank you all for your support. We're going to close those giveaways here today. Giveaways.
Wait. I need to go click on giveaway, and then I need to go click on close.
Eagle, you have a great day. Thank you for joining us, brother.
You ready to pick a winner?
And I want you to pick a winner first. Then I'm going to pick a winner in a minute.
Okay.
So that I don't want to see us get doubles. That'll be too funny again if we hit doubles. On
my stream, Carnivon won.
Carnivon. Okay, so we know we're not picking. So now I'm going to pick a winner here. If Carnivon wins, I'm going to die laughing.
Yeah. You've got Serial Noob on your stream.
All right, cool. Serial Noob, send me your information, your in-game name. We'll get them out to you. Come visit us on the lot if you're in-game now, and I'll hand them direct to you either way. Of course, again, thank you all for your support out there. We do appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here doing what we're doing, and we do appreciate it.
What's your in-game name?
In-game names. Meanwhile, we're going to wrap it up and get out of here for now. We'll be back with more on Monday. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you all on Monday.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.